See, come to the section 3. Section 3 Transfer Property Act, and this section, you can see, this section is the base of all about your TPA Act. If you have very good understanding of the at least section 3, you will feel it very easy to comprehend, to understand all the chapters of the TPA. TPA में जितने भी chapters हैं, whether it's sale, mortgage, gift, lease, whatever it may be, अगर उन सबका बेस अगर कोई सेक्शन है तो वो है आपका सेक्शन 3. तो सेक्शन 3 एक तरफ, सेक्शन 3 की अंडरस्टैंडिंग या कॉन्सेप्ट क्लैरिटी एक तरफ, और बाकी सभी चैप्टर्स की अंडरस्टैंडिंग एक तरफ. ये उसकी ये वैल्यू है. क्यों? क्योंकि नाम क्या है बुक का आपकी? ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट. द वर्ड इज व्हाट? ट्रांसफर ऑफ व्हाट? ट्रांसफर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी, है ना. एंड मेनली दिस एक्ट इज डीलिंग विद द ट्रांसफर ऑफ इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी, and there are so many terms which are used in this act. Therefore this section, and the heading of this section is what? Interpretation clause. This section becomes very important because with the help of this section you try to understand the meaning and concepts of various terms. And like first term is what? Immovable property. So if you are going to transfer, if you are going to understand the transfer of certain immovable properties, first of all you must know what do you mean by that immovable property, because there are some properties which are very well known to you, like land, house, plot. These are immovable properties very well known to you. But if I say you that whether a bamboo tree, and out of bamboo tree and a grape tree or apple tree, which is movable and which is not immovable. So what I mean to say, if you know it already, after taking this class, you will be very in comfortable position that you will know everything. But questions are sometimes very confusing. You may not be able to identify whether this is movable property or immovable property. In that sense, this interpretation clause is very important to understand. So this is the background, and again very important for your prelims exam. Very important for your prelims exam. So very important for your prelims exam, very important to understand the entire TPA Act. So please take maximum interest in understanding this class. I hope ये समझ गए आप लोग कि क्या वैल्यू है इसकी. Now first question in your prelims is going to from the heading of this. What is the heading? This is not the definition. What is the heading? See, this is interpretation clause, and likewise you will see also in the Bare Act of Evidence Act, है ना. This is not also the definition clause, that is also interpretation. So first of all, क्योंकि words को pick करते हैं हमेशा, जो prelims का एग्जाम होगा, in the prelims exam they will try to confuse you with the exact words. Like in IPC they try to confuse you under which section offense of abatement is defined. Yeah, 107 IPC defines what? Option A, abatement of an offense, abatement of a thing. Option C, abatement. Well, generally we try to learn only abatement, but precisely the heading is what? Abatement of a thing, not abatement of an offense. So what I wanted to convey you that exact knowledge of the words used here is very important. It is what? Interpretation clause. और यहीं पर नहीं है, सेक्शन 2, 3 ऑफ एवरी एक्ट हो, किसी का भी सेक्शन 2 हो, किसी का भी सेक्शन 3 हो, खासकर जहाँ पर हम किसी डेफिनेशन को इंटरप्रेट कर रहे हैं, एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं, डिफाइन कर रहे हैं किसी को भी, तो वहाँ पर आप ये भी देखेंगे कि एग्जैक्टली हेडिंग क्या है उस सेक्शन की. दिस इज वेदर व्हाट दे हैव यूज, डेफिनेशंस यूज किया है, इंटरप्रिटेशन क्लॉज यूज किया, क्या किया है. चलिए कम टू दिस, प्लीज कम टू दिस फर्स्ट लाइन. In this act, unless there is something repugnant in the subject or context, immovable property, and there will be so many words like this. तो इसको समझिए पहले क्या है. In this act, unless there is something repugnant in the subject or context, it means what? See, they are giving the meaning of immovable property. Immovable property does not include this. But unless there is something repugnant in the context, it means what? कि in general, in the entire TPA, you will interpret the word immovable property like this, but when there is something contrary to that, there is something repugnant to that, that repugnant, that special meaning given will prevail over this general meaning here. What? Unless there is something repugnant. It means what? If there is something repugnant, if there is something which is inconsistent with this meaning or the meaning of other things, then that meaning which is repugnant will prevail over this. Got it or not? Please raise hand अगर बात समझ में आ गई हो तो. ठीक है. Now come to this. Immovable property does not include standing timber, growing crops or grass. So what they are telling us कि standing timber, immovable property does not include this. But we are trying to find out कि देते हैं क्या. इन्होंने क्या बता दिया केवल आपको कि इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी में ये नहीं आएगा. तो लेकिन भाई आएगा क्या, वो कहाँ चलेगा पता. दैट इज द मेन प्रॉब्लम. माई क्वेस्ट इज कि व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी. व्हाट दे आर सेइंग, इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी डज नॉट इंक्लूड दिस. व्हाट इट मीन, क्या मतलब है इस बात का. आई वांट टू ट्रांसफर इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी, है ना. ये आई एम ट्रांसफरिंग ए प्रॉपर्टी. नाउ देयर इज डिस्प्यूट whether this property is immovable or movable. Which rules I should follow for that? Because there is a difference of mode in transfer of movable property and immovable property. Movable property को और immovable property को जो ट्रांसफ़र के मोड्स हैं वो डिफरेंट है. कहीं पर रजिस्ट्रेशन कंपलसरी है, कहीं पर नहीं है. मूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी केस में आप डिलीवरी अपने आप में ट्रांसफ़र हो सकता है. तो देयर आर डिफरेंस. तो यहाँ पर अगर मुझे यही पता नहीं चलेगा, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल बैम्बू ट्री. Now tree is something which is rooted in the earth, and that may be in the definition of, in general, a tree which is rooted in the earth is an immovable property. Now when it comes to the bamboo tree, suppose I sold you a bamboo tree, got it. Now there is a dispute regarding that sale transaction. Now then that becomes the matter of litigation. Then there may be an objection on the point of mode of transfer. आप मेरी बात समझ रहे हैं. बैम्बू ट्री मैंने बेचा. सपोज कीजिए आई हैव 2 trees, one bamboo tree and one apple tree. Apple tree I sold to you, bamboo tree I sold to you. You did not pay me the agreed consideration for that. आपने नहीं दिया, आपने भी नहीं दिया. And now both matters go to the court now. बात समझ आ रही है. दोनों के सेल परचेज का ट्रांजैक्शन था, दैट बिकम डिस्प्यूटेड एंड देयरफॉर वी अप्रोच टू द कोर्ट फॉर द रिलीफ. गॉट इट और नॉट. देन यू विल ऑब्जेक्ट टू दिस कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन वाज दिस. तो आई विल से दिस इज द ट्रांजैक्शन ऑफ इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी, यू विल से दिस इज द ट्रांजैक्शन ऑफ मूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी, एंड रूल्स हैव नॉट बीन फॉलोड इन दिस. बात समझ में आ रही है आपको. तो यहाँ पर ही थोड़ा सा कन्फ्यूजन हो गया हमारे लिए, है ना. तो इसीलिए जो इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी है ये जानना हमारे लिए ज़रूरी था कि व्हाट आर इंक्लूडेड इनटू द इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी. ये साहब क्या बता रहे हैं कि हमें क्या इंक्लूड होगा क्या नहीं होगा ये नहीं पता. ये नहीं होगा बस. स्टैंडिंग टिम्बर, ग्रोइंग क्रॉप्स और ग्रास नहीं होगा. एंड टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, इफ सच ए केस, अगर ऐसी सिचुएशन आ जाए व्हेन यू फाइंड दैट the expression or the interpretation of any word lacks clarity, उतनी clarity नहीं है, then फिर आपको जाना होता है, एक्ट का नाम है जनरल क्लॉजेज एक्ट. गॉट इट. दिस इज, you will have to go to general clauses act. In any act, if the meaning of any word is not given clearly, the meaning of that word may be found in general clauses act. You try to find the whether this word has been explained in that act or not. So this is a general rule. If any word is not given specific meaning or clear meaning, then you can take resort to the general clause act. इसका नाम ही है general clauses. सही है. This is, यहाँ पर different words are interpreted, and if you go here you will find this section 4. Section 4 of this GC Act. Immovable property includes land, benefits to arise out of land, and things attached to the earth. So they are saying what it includes. TPA section 3 is saying what it does not include. Now if we put these two sections together, you get this idea. Immovable property does not include standing timber, growing crops and grass. It includes land, benefits to arise out of land and things attached to earth. Now it seems to be known to you, it may be also in your, but now things attached to earth, what does it mean? This term has been explained in the TPA Act itself. Things attached to the earth has been defined under section 3 of this. So now to understand the meaning of this in the holistic way, you will have to understand this section 3 TPA, section 4 GC Act and again section 3 TPA Act for this. So to understand the meaning of immovable property, what you will have to read? Section 3, this immovable property does not include standing timber, growing crops or grass. It includes land, benefits arising out of land, things attached to the earth like this. And again for the explanation of things attached to the earth, you will have to go to section 3. So please raise hand अगर यहाँ तक बात समझ में आ गई तो. So this is very basic for you. And now to generate your enthusiasm, you see कितना मुश्किल है जज बनना, बहुत मुश्किल. You will find it very difficult. See this question 2 times in Chhattisgarh and again this is Haryana. See, which is not an immovable property? Growing crops. Just you read one line, you remember it and you solve one question. This immovable property does not include timber. True, false, this answer is true. You just read one line of TPA Act and you are going to solve one question this. So the previous year questions give you enlighten it, you gives you some idea कि भाई किस तरीके से तैयारी करनी है हम लोगों ने. We are not here to become some kind of well-known jurist over the master of that subject. This is not our aim. Our aim is what? To manage the subject with a view to qualify the exam. Because for the purpose of jurist can become the Supreme Court judge, but he may not become the civil judge. Okay. So distinguished jurist is not our aim right now. Our aim is just to manage the subject. So for this purpose, कैसे क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं उन्होंने? देखो सिर्फ ये, which is not immovable property? Growing crop. So सिर्फ क्या कहते हैं? We have to remember these words. Immovable property does not include standing timber, growing crops or grass. इसी पर से ही बार-बार क्वेश्चन इसी पर से आया है उसमें. Whether DJS कहीं से भी हो उसमें वो कर लेंगे आप, नहीं कर लेंगे? नहीं करोगे? करोगे, ठीक है फिर. So बढ़े आगे. This is question for you. और ये so basically immovable property का meaning, the meaning of immovable property will be derived from section 3 TPA Act and section 4 GC Act, and again this can be the question for you. So don't forget the section number of GC Act also. And if you club it, so this is the final meaning of this and you are going to understand it now. So immovable property includes what? Land, benefits to arise out of land and things attached to the earth. This is the meaning given by section 4 GC Act. है कि नहीं है? What it includes, and if you explain the meaning of things attached to earth, then you get these things: things embedded in the earth, things attached to what is so embedded in the earth, and things rooted in the earth. So basically land, benefits to arise out of land, things embedded, things attached, things rooted. These all things comes into the category of what? Yeah. Now things rooted, within things rooted, except standing timber, growing crops or growing grass. Within things rooted, because standing timber ho, growing crops ho, growing grass ho, grass, crops, these are though rooted in the earth, but these are specifically taken out of the purview of that. No, these will not be considered as immovable property. Are you getting this point or not? तो GC ने क्या कहा? 3 बातें: लैंड, बेनिफिट्स टू अराइज आउट ऑफ लैंड एंड थिंग्स अटैच्ड। थिंग्स अटैच्ड को जब हम लोगों ने पढ़ा टीपीए एक्ट में, तो उसमें इसके 3 मीनिंग निकल कर आए, थिंग्स एम्बेडेड, थिंग्स अटैच्ड टू व्हाट इज एम्बेडेड एंड थिंग्स रूटेड। एंड अगेन थिंग्स रूटेड में हमने क्या देखा कि भाई दो दीज आर रूटेड but still standing timber, growing crops and growing grass, these are specifically excluded by the definition। क्या कह रहे हैं वो शुरू में ही, see this, standing timber, growing crops or grass, these things are well rooted in the earth, but specifically TPA Act says don't consider these things as immovable property। So this is the meaning of immovable property prima facie। Now you are going to explain each and every word. This is 6 things like this. We are going to study land, then we are going to study benefits to arise out of land, whatever it is. Then you will find out what is the meaning of the immovable property, and in the mains you can see the question only on that topic, what do you mean by the immovable property। And if you are going to appear in your LLB exams, semester exams, then this is favorite question for this examiner, for your LLB exams also, the meaning of immovable property, because quite lengthy question can be there। You will have to explain land, you will have to these are the headings, and you will have to explain every heading for that purpose। So that becomes a lengthy question for your LLB exams as well। कर लेंगे यहाँ पर आगे समझ में।